I was hit by a serious heartbreak. You see, when I say heartbreak, I mean something serious, more and more serious.
Heartbreak is very serious.
It's very serious, and this heartbreak that I want to talk about, it was so deep that it made some of my family members, most of them, they were. In 2022, indeed I was heartbroken.
What happened?
So in 2022, that was a time that we as a family, my family, we were organizing a joint prayers because there's one of our member. Let us just be open and vivid and frank.
Yeah.
My mother, my Benin mother, that time she was sick for real.
Awesome.
She was suffering from breast cancer. And you see, this cancer, it just came abruptly. It's not. We discovered it when she was in stage 4. You see, in cancer, there's things called stages.
Stage 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
and 4, yeah.
So we discovered it when she was already at stage 4, and that's the most deadly stage. And many a times, when it comes to these things to do with cancer, many people. The cancer is discovered, that cancerous cell is discovered when it's maybe too late. Yeah, so in that 2022, the same year when we discovered, it was like, I think it was January, early January, I mean from date 2 there. So that's when we discovered this cancer. So we as a family, we decided to do joint prayer every now and then. So we were doing this fervent prayer, not just praying, fervent prayer. So after like,
when you talk about fervent prayers,
Yeah.
can you explain to my viewers what's that? Because personally, I don't understand what you are saying. Your English is too big. Hey.
we as Christian, we are driven by in the book of James. The Bible says that the effective and fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So we were that verse pushed us a lot, and we were praying fervently and effectively so that this cancer cell to live, because we believe in God who does not who heals.
Yeah, we are believers.
Yeah, we are believers of Christ, and we believe that God is still Rapha, because the Bible says that He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So that same year, in June, so June, I was back then I was in school. Imagine, I had already go. It was first time. It was after a long holiday, April. You see that period, it was Corona period, and that period.
It was June 2022.
June 2022.
You are in Form?
I was in Form 3.
Or Form 3.
Form 3.
Right.
And you see that period, it's when the academic calendar, it was a bit disrupted, meaning that there were candidates who were doing exams in April. So that was a holiday, and we were to join school in
Exam is
April.
basically for 1 month. Then after that, you join.
Okay. Yeah. So that I was joining in Form 3, and imagine at home, I knew that my parent is sick. So in school, I continued the prayer that we are doing at home. So, but I left home when my parent, she was still strong. She was good in a situation that you can say it's at least. Yeah. So we left home. Even she's the one who escorted me to board a bus to school, because I was studying far. We were living in Nairobi, and I was studying in Siaya. So, and the last statement that I remember, she told me that I will come during your visiting day. So I went in school a bit encouraged. I knew that my mother will come, even though she's sick. I will believe in God who heals. Yeah. So I went in school after 2 weeks. I was that night. I was something. You see, if there's just something that can come in your mind, or that triggers something, and you say there's something wrong somewhere. So that thing came to me.
Basically, the triggers do come when you try to castigate yourself.
Yeah, sure, for sure. So that thing came, and I felt that there's something wrong. But I decided to assume, because just in Form 3, I didn't have anything in my mind, because it was during the first week. Pocket money, I had everything. So I just assumed. The following day, I think it's on Tuesday, So that thing happened on Monday. So on Tuesday, the following day at around 11, I remember my class teacher, she's called, I remember her name, she was called, the name,
You've forgotten.
maybe I've forgotten the name.
Sorry
It's
for that.
it's long, yeah, it's long. 2022 till date. it's kind of long.
I understand.
More than 3 years.
Yeah, more than 3 years.
Yeah. So that teacher came to me and she told me that I want to talk to you, but I don't want, I'm not the one who's going to talk to you. I want to take you to the deputy principal academics to talk to you. And that office, we always call that office Kichimbi. I mean, that's where people are going, people there,
They're going to be punished.
yeah, that's a chamber. That's also a torture chamber, so to say. So I entered that office and I found the deputy principal, a man who used to be fire. That if you look at him, that man was fire. So this time round, she was in a tense mood. She was calm. She was relaxed, and he was very solemn. I remember his name was Mr. Wesonga, St. Mary's Yala. So that teacher came and told me, Fadhili, how are you? I say, I told him that I'm fine. And she told me that I want to tell you something. And this thing that I want to tell you, I want you to cry loud.
Why?
I was shocked.
Why are you crying?
Yeah.
Even the reason.
I don't know the reason.
that.
The teacher is insisting that I need to cry loud. Imagine. And I don't know why should I cry loud. So I asked him, why should I cry? Because the last time I checked is that I'm a man, and we men, we don't cry literally. We cry inside.
Inside. That's why men get hurted so much.
So much.
They don't expose it. They are really passing through a lot.
Imagine.
Men who are watching us now, acha hizo machozi zitoke.
Yeah, so the teacher insisted that I need to cry. And I asked him, why should I cry? He just insisted, Fadhili, I want you to cry the more. I don't want you to look. I just want you to cry. I started, many questions started lingering in my panic brain, and something just popped up in my mind. Or this teacher is trying to say that I've lost one of my Benin people who I love.
You must be curious because
you must be.
Yeah,
because how can someone just approach you and tell you that I want you to cry?
The person who has been harsh on you.
Imagine somebody that to approach that person is hard, and this time is telling you that I want you to cry.
In physics, we use the term anomalous.
Anomalous. Yeah, anomalous. I remember anomalous expansion.
Unusual,
yeah. So this teacher, after he had told me that he want me to cry, he didn't went straight. He told me that I started with quotes that in life it reaches a point that you need to show your manhood, and there's time that you need to cry the more, because while crying you are releasing your pain to go out. So in 10 minutes we were just looking at each other because he was not talking, I was not talking. Remember my class also, she was there, and I was with the deputy principal and me. So we were just looking at each other because it was not adding up. Because I don't know how to cry. Questions have started piling up in my mind. I've started being tense. So in like 5 minutes time, my father came in that office. And it's abnormal for somebody like my father. He's a busy person, very busy person. At that time, he was doing his second degree in St. Paul's University. So I knew that he will not. He has never had time to come and visit us in school. So meaning that he cannot just come from Nairobi to Sierra for something which is not serious. It must be serious. So when I saw my father with a black suit, something again. I started.
There must be something behind this.
There must be something. So my father came in. He didn't start beside me. He went. He was like where we could face each other.
By this time, these teachers,
wajaniambia,
hey,
there's nothing here. I was not
teachers. We should be good.
They need to tell people something faster. So
somebody's telling you to cry.
Imagine.
Reason behind that.
Imagine. So my father came in, and the deputy principal, I think he cornered my father that he need to tell me something, that what has transpired. And my father was like, he didn't want to say himself from his mouth, and he tapped my class teacher. And my class teacher, she was very open with me. And she told me that, Fadhili, I just want to be open with you. I know that there's somebody that you love most. You see where the way he approached this matter with an angle that she's like adding more salt to the pain.
You are going through the moment of grief.
Imagine. So she came and told me that I know you that there's somebody that you love most in this world, and that somebody. What if I tell you that you have lost one of your favorite person? What will you do? But he didn't. But just keep in mind that I've not been told what has happened.
Or they were trying to hide this because they know that you are a hungry person.
No, I'm not hungry. No, it's only that I don't know why they decide to approach it in that manner.
So what happened?
So the teacher told me that, Fadhili, what if now I tell you that you have lost one of your favorite person, and you know when it comes to death, it's just like that. What will you do? So what I told them is that I will just accept and move on, because death is something that when it happens, it's just like that.
We can't prevent it.
You can't prevent death. So I told them that I will just appreciate and move on. So that teacher gained courage. After me telling her what I will do, she gained courage and she told me that, Fadhili, for real, you have lost your mother. Imagine. From there, I didn't even cry. I didn't even do anything.
And they were telling you to cry.
Yeah, they were insisting that I need to cry. So that deputy principal, the same man, he rose up. And he rose up like somebody who is very angry. That why should that happen? Why should you lose your mother? You know, he sprang out from his seat and he told me, Fadhili, don't remain silent. Just do something. You can even cry, because crying is like you are healing.
I think they were overreacting.
Yeah, but that teacher really
that's
overreacted.
Another challenge that we do have. There's some people who underreact.
Yeah.
There's some who are overreacting. When something happens, you find that some people are behaving opposite. When you're supposed to be underreacting, they overreact.
Yeah.
But in that case, I pity them. I'm very sorry. That's not the correct way to handle our students.
Imagine that. They should.
And in a school environment, we need to have the people who are responsible for mentoring the students.
Yeah, sure.
Those people who are passing through challenges, maybe the mental illness problems, they can get somebody who can assist them. Maybe the student mentors.
Yeah, that's why we need to put in place somebody like peer counselors in school. So let us continue from. So that teacher, after he overreacted like that, I felt angry that this man is trying to. He's like he is enjoying the death of my mom. So I just, because we are taught to be gentlemen, I just stood up. I went back to we used to call the dorms there hostel. I went to the hostel and I packed my thing, even without being told. I just packed my thing, my belongings. I pulled my box. I took it to the boarding office, the boarding master office. I took my bag and I told my father that I want to go home. Don't want to remain here. I want to go home.
So I want you, Fadhili, to tell us.
Yes.
Now you have arrived at home.
Yeah, sure.
You know, now you're going to start living without your mom. You left home when your mom is there.
Yeah,
but now you're back home, your mom is there. How did you feel?
First, you see, when you just arrive home, like I found my sisters. My sister, they were already at home. I had a sister.
They were also in school?
They were also in school.
Okay.
I think they were the first people to be told the news and they went home first. I had a sister who also was schooling around there in Siaya.
Primary?
No, she was in secondary.
Okay.
She was in form 1 by that time. So that my sister, I found her at home. And she was like in a state of somberwood. She was very, sisters, how they behave. And I saw my other sister, who she was in KMTC. She was at home already. So that thing really shocked me, that how will my sister survive without my mother? And again, I had another sister who, after seeing me like this, she started crying even before I had not even put my bag down. And she just started crying when she saw me exactly. And that thing, when I remember that thing, I feel like, there's something.
It's really painful to lose
a painful.
I'm very sorry for that.
My sister, when she saw me at first sight, She just started crying. And my mother's sister also, they were, those people, they were really crying when they saw me. And again, what really made me to have more pain is when we were told that we need to go to the morgue to see. You see, if you are in this, if you are in a, like our culture, it allows that you need to visit
the dead body
the dead body in the morgue. So I was scared that we need to go.
Was it your first time to be in the morgue?
Yeah, it was my first time. Imagine.
So you were not afraid?
I was really afraid because, first of all, you see the way those morgue attendants handle, the way they handle
we call it
dead bodies.
Nyango toyo.
Oh, those are toyos, yeah. The way they handle this dead body, they just pull them from the fridge and they bring the bodies after they have.
I remember my first time to be in a morgue.
Yes.
That was in Oma Bay County, Beta Sub County. So we were walking in a mortuary, and each and every place ukiangalia hii side unaona hawa ni watu wote wamekufa, na yeye anatembea hapo kwa ujasiri na nataka akuache hapo peke yako juu anajua wewe ni mwoga, alafu anakimbia pale anataka kufunga mlango anapiga nduru from that is jail because sitaki hata kurudi.
So this man he went and brought the body of my mom after she had covered up to a place like at the neck. So she brought the body. And so as our custom, we need to pray over
you must pray
the body. And you need to be, we had to surround the place.
The person.
And the good thing is that the morgue was a private morgue. It was like city mortuary that you are just bring everybody that check. Is this one? Yeah. So that's what happened. And they brought the body. And from there, I felt like God has answered prayer. So many people usually ask me, how can God answer prayer after you have been heartbroken? Because I just remembered how painful my mother was feeling. Because you know this process of chemotherapy. It's a painful process that your part of the body need to be cut at some point.
Your mother was passing through.
So what popped in my mind is that I was saying that God has answered my prayer. How? Because we were praying that God should take the pain away. Because somebody who is having cancer.
When you talk about the pain that your mother was feeling.
The pain that my mother was feeling. So you see, when you have cancer, it's really painful to take the medication. They are really bitter. You see the cupboard, the fridge, they were full of medication. So I say that God has answered our prayers. And I hinted that to my dad, and I told him that, you see, God is answering prayers in many ways. And God has answered this prayer in this way by him taking the body. And after that, my family remained normal, and people were very, at least they were somehow at least. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Fadhili.
Yeah, sure.
Fadhili, you are someone who has been heartbroken.
Yeah,
you have passed through the moments of grief. Now, I want you to look at that camera, and I want you to advise that person who is heartbroken now, not in a relationship or in any other place, but from grief, losing somebody you really loved. What can you tell that person? What advice you can give to that person?
So what I can just tell you, my sister, my brother outside there, is that, you see, all truth, you should say the truth, but not all truth should be said. What do I mean? I mean that, you see, when it comes to things to do with death, it's not that everybody is feeling your pain. You need to tell the people who can help you. And again, when it comes to death, as for me, what made me to heal is that I remembered something, that it's normal for a son or a daughter to bury his or a parent than your parent to bury you. So I think you should not worry, you should not be sad, because when it comes to son burying the mother or the dad, it's normal. But when it comes to a parent burying you, it's very abnormal. So that's what I can advise somebody outside there, that death, you cannot prevent death, but we can approach death in a different dimension. Like in school, we need to come up with mechanism like having peer counselors and peer teachers, teachers who are good in these things to do with counseling, to help the student, because many people are passing through, many students are passing through a lot.
Very true. Very true. I remember last year in campus Kenyatta University, we lost many students through a tragic accident that happened when the students were going for the tour. And many people were depressed. I'm one of them. I lost my roommate that was Austin Owino and his friend Beneas. And I really passed through a lot during that time. I remember I was not able even to wake up in the morning to go to class. I was sleeping throughout the day. Maybe the only thing that I could do is just getting into the shower and washing my body. After that, narudi tu kulala. But naweza shukuru Mungu, I had supportive friends. Hey, some used to bring for me some meals or fruits from outside the school. So I wasn't able to get out of my room to go and take meals in the hotel. Yeah. So the first thing we need to do is surrounding ourselves with people, those who can support us. Kama ni shule tuko na mentors ama the peer counselors. Na pale nyumbani kuna yule mtu unaweza trust. Kama ni cousin, kama ni uncle, kuna shida, share these stories, muongee. Wanaume wenye wanapenda kunyamaza. Don't keep quiet. Speak out. Kama ni kulea, lea. So, Fadhili.
Yes, sir.
Before utuambie your closing remarks. Now, let's not narrow it down to those people who are passing through heartbreak or from grieve. Wale ambao wamekuwa heartbroken. Generally, what can you do? Ili usikuwe heartbroken before uingie kwa hiyo janga? Unaweza fanya nini? Juu kuna wengine wanaingianga tu kwa heartbreak wakiona hivi. Kuna msichana fulani unajuanga tu ni red flag na wewe unaenda hapo na kichwa ngumu. What can you do?
Yes, that's a very good question. Number one, let us drive our answer from the Bible, because we trust the Bible. So you see, the Bible, I just want to come up with something like a parable, and if you get it, you get it. So it was it was foolishness for the Egyptians to enter into the Red Sea, but it was wisdom for the Israelites to go through the Red Sea. Yeah, so that's what I can tell people, that don't just go away because your people, your friends have gone through that way. No, you need to wait and hear well the voice of God. And again, regression, you see, the bad things are regression comes later. And again, the Bible says that a way may seem right to a man, but the end leads to destruction. And the problem is that it's only at the end. It's not at the process. Because the process may be good, but the end, it will lead to destruction.
Pain.
Yeah, so we need to hear well the voice of God before doing anything.
And to those people who are not Christians.
Oh, by the way, that's
or Mungu ni ya kila mtu. Kuna watu wengine ni pagans.
Yeah.
So now you have talked from the Christian perspective. Now, can you talk in general perspective now?
So in general, what I can just tell, you see, heartbreak is something that maybe it's hard to reverse, or it's hard to say that I won't be heartbroken, because for you to be heartbroken, it happens after something has happened. Because as I've said, heartbroken, for me, it comes after we have been praying and something happened. You see, maybe you may have heartbreak from a relationship. After you have been having a relationship, then something happens. So what I can just tell somebody outside there who is listening to us, who is not even a Christian, is that for you to enter something, first you need to do a just small survey. That is this way that I want to enter, is it right? Is this journey that I want to journey, is this right? Will it lead me to the best, to the right destination that I want? Yeah.
Thank you so much, Fadhili, for accepting our invite and responding positively. We are very proud to have you today.
Thank you.
I would like also to thank our viewers for supporting us. This is a Just Experience. My name is Barry Anseda. I'm proud to be your host of today. Let's meet next time. But at the meantime, you can subscribe to our channel for you to get being updated. You can also share, you can like, and you can also comment on this video.